It's the hashtag Simply Cyber, COMMUNITY. Here to break the cycle, this is vital more than you and I. Yeah, it's exciting, it don't matter what your title is. You can grab a friend or two or three or four and invite them in. It's the Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's that live with Jerry every morning, having good time. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's that Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's the live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Dr. Auger is an OG, got that potion in your elixir, got devotion to all those who keep on showing up to witness. Fit the tricks and quips and all the tips to raise your cyber fitness. Switching up the routines, pass it off to James quicker. Keep the people smiling, hit that follow, that's a good decision. Every week, today, tomorrow, I encourage y'all to listen. We gon' teach y'all way more than how to protect yourselves from phishing. More like being confident so you can recognize a vision. On a mission, it's official, we gon' get through all these issues. Time for jaw jacking, baby, this is more than a tradition, yeah. Oh, I can't forget to recognize the mods. They the engine, they the reason that you leave and feeling charged. It's a Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's that live with Jerry every morning, having good time. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. It's a Simply Cyber, bring a good vibe. It's that live with Jerry every morning, having good times. And you know we love to see for you, just gotta go and get it. Yeah, you know we all believe in you, it's time we grow together. Yeah. What else can I say? I hope you find some value in this place and have yourself an awesome day. Simply Cyber's here to stay. So let's all put our hands together ready. Time to hang with Dr. A.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Worldwide Wednesday, January 15th, 2025. This is episode 792 of your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger. And over the next 40 minutes, this is a speed run episode. I'll explain in a minute. Me, you, Marcus Kyler, who will be right back. Code Brew, Tom Bishop on the boot. Miss Julian in the North. Stone Sash, hashtag Team Solo. DJ Bisek behind the glass. Terrence Billingsley, Michael Andruzzi, Nerman, the mod teams like Casually Joseph, Jesse Johnson getting up early, Kimberly Can Fix It, and Jenny Housley all up in this piece with Jay Gold. We are all going to shred the top cybersecurity news stories of the day. I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories on what it means to you as a practitioner. So how can you use this information to drive cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders? If you're a solo operator, it's going to be mad value here because you have a virtual workforce of coworkers to share ideas, thoughts, concepts, bounce ideas off of. And if you're looking to break into the industry, telling you right now, the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast, this guy right here, phenomenal answer in the guaranteed question you get in an interview. How do you stay current on the industry? This is a bomb.com type answer. So we basically cover the whole gambit, whether you're just starting on your career journey or you're an old grizzled graybeard CISO, just know where the bodies are buried type situation. There's value here for you, both on the Daily Cyber Threat Brief and the Simply Cyber community, hashtag Team SC, shout out and holler. I want you to know that every episode, including today's, I don't research or prep for any of them. Because I don't have time for that, honestly.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
It's disingenuous. Like, none of us have time to do the prep work and, appear to be smarter than we are. We're here. We're living in the now. We're working. I'm going to respond to these stories, react, give you my insights and hot takes. And chat will also, I encourage you, if you've got thoughts, insights, hot takes, share them. It takes a village. It is a community. Now, before we get into it, before we do Worldwide Wednesday, we're going to go around the world and show you how hot this team is, Team SC. Let me give a shout out and love to the stream sponsor. Start with Barricade Cyber. Barricade Cyber Solutions is dedicated to helping businesses from cyber attacks and recover from the damage done. Cyber attacks can cause massive issues for businesses and send dedicated, hardworking business owners into turmoil. But guess what, y'all? Barricade Cyber Solutions knows how to mitigate the damage done by cyber incidents. Check them out at barricadecyber.com. Also want to say shout out and love to ThreatLocker. ThreatLocker bringing the heat and keeping the show up and running. Let's do ThreatLocker, and when I get back, I'm going to explain how normally this show's CPEs take care of you, and then we're going to get Daft Punk around the world. So settle in. I'm going to show you just how amazing this community is. 30 seconds with ThreatLocker. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Heroes support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com. Up to ThreatLocker. Thank you very much for the support. Hashtag Team SC. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's pumped up. Space Tacos JD. We got Carrie in chat. Ben is in here. Kimberly can fix it. Gary Sergiatis. Coffee cup cheers to you, Code Brew. How are y'all doing? All right, guys, check it out. Every single episode except this episode of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief is worth half a CPE. Because I'm speed running this episode, just as a production note, my son, Callan, is receiving an academic award today, and there's like a big assembly for him at 9 a.m. Eastern time. I love my children. I love supporting my kids, and it's important to me to be able to get to this assembly and be there for my son, especially because the last one I was in Atlanta and I couldn't go, and it really upset him and me. So I will be ending the show about 8:40, but normally grab a screenshot saying what's up in chat and file it away, and basically once a year count the number of screenshots, divide by 2, and that's how many CPEs you have. Now, let's get into this hotness. If today's your first episode, drop a hashtag first timer in chat. Hashtag first timer. If today is your first episode, it's a little bit different than normal, but it is a great episode. Hashtag first timer. I also want to remind everybody or let everybody know hold on one second. Let me stop the music. Really quickly, you know me. I'm actively engaged in Discord, on social medias, in person sometimes. Somebody in the community actually started getting text messages from a threat actor pretending to be me. Now, the text messages were quite obviously not me, but I just want to make everybody aware that there's a little bit of a flare-up of this. I will not text you and ask you to do urgent things for me. I swear to you, I promise to you, if you do get something like that and you're a little sussy sus, try to confirm it out of band with me or with somebody else. But I will not be texting people out of the blue asking them to do urgent tasks. All right, let's do this. Check it out now. What doth my ears deceive? Is it the daftest punk? It is. Worldwide Wednesday, no longer a sponsored segment, so we don't have to do that anymore. Good morning, everybody. We're about to get going. What I would love for you to do is listen up. Every single Wednesday, we want to demonstrate just how amazingly inclusive the Simply Cyber community is. We have people on every continent live right now. So whether it's the middle of the night, crack of dawn out in Denver, or it's East Coast Low Country, we are all one big community. Hashtag Team SC. So what I'm going to ask you to do is tell me what country you're in, and I'll map it. We're going to do 2 minutes and see if we can go around the world. We usually do. Let's go. Where are you at? Salt Lake City, Utah. Daniel Page bringing the United States online. Angular getting up early in SoCal. Hey there, Carrie down in Texas. All right, Chi-Town. Daniel Helma, stay warm, my friend. Columbia, Port Zero's in the upstate. Love it. Haircut Fish representing Central PA. Curious Spectre in Nepal. Whoa. All right, hold on. We'll have to... Nepal's going to be a hard one for me to get to. It's so tiny on the map. Oh, Bhutan. There's Nepal. We got Nepal. Colorado. Shelby, North Carolina in the house. What's up, Denver? Florida. Love it. We got Chile with Pablo bringing on South America online. Yes, sir. We're getting there. What's up, Columbia? Chile, Michigan. Ooh, yeah, it's chilly. Harrisburg, PA. Boca Raton. Come on now, Isaac. We got a big Colorado contingent today. NYC, Ohio, Skibbity-Doo. King Victor B bringing on Ireland. Love it. Fort Bragg, PA. Mass Gardner up in Massachusetts. The Dirty Jersey's in the house. What's up, Ghana? Ko-Fi representing. Love it, love it, love it. We have Africa online. We are killing it. Where's our Australia people? Robin's got Bangladesh. Yes, sir. LFG, Tom Bishop on the boot. Europe coming in strong. Phoenix Strago's always consistent in Romania. Ontario, Canada, bringing on the Maple Leafs. Jamaica me crazy, DB. You picking up what I'm putting down? Where's Jamaica? We got Jamaica. All right, Jamaica, we'll have to come back. Oh, there it is. Got it. Ethiopia. Yes, sir. Eastern Africa representing. Come on now. Good afternoon from Nigeria. Thank you very much over on LinkedIn. South Africa B. Africa's pushing strong at the end. Perth, Western Australia. Boom. We just did that. Come on now.
I came in like a
We are straight crushing it now. Now we're flexing. Israel. Woo. Ooh. My goodness, we have a 20-second delay, so I'll let a couple more things trickle in, but good God. Israel bringing the Middle East online. Guys, may I represent here, North America, South America, thanks, Pablo. Africa coming in strong. Europe with mad representation. We're going to call Nepal and Bangladesh Asia. Israel, Middle East, Australia, and Jamaica with Central America. I know it's Caribbean, but we'll take it. Nicaragua's in the house. The UK's in the house. More flexing. Germany, Morocco. Woo! My goodness. You guys. Paraguay. Where's Paraguay? Paraguay is very Central America, isn't it? Computer. Where's Paraguay? All right, guys. I'll get my atlas out. But I want to tell you, India, of course, India is always representing. Guys, I want to let you know that is Worldwide Wednesday, just demonstrating how unbelievably awesome the Simply Cyber community is. International representation. Oh, yeah, Triple D. What am I doing? Hold on. Triple D's a regular in here. We got to get the Philippines online. Yes, sir. All right, guys. We got work to do. We're speed running today, so 30 minutes. I'm going to try to be quick on this one. Thank you all very much. Andres Molina, Colombia. Okay. Now we're just flexing, guys. Nicaragua, Central America. Okay. All right, we're going to have to do a separate stream for Worldwide Wednesday because now we're out of control, Team SC, and I freaking love it. Let's go. All right. Sit back, relax. Let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us in an awesome way. I'll see you guys at the mid-roll.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Wednesday.
We got Palestine
January
in here too.
15th,
Very nice.
2025.
Colombia.
I'm Steve Prentice.
Nice.
Snyk mysteriously deploys apparently malicious packages. The security company is facing some damage control after a researcher at sourcecodered.com discovered what seemed to be malicious packages that appeared to be targeting Cursor, an AI code editor company. The packages were uploaded to the open-source JavaScript package library NPM, and their metadata indicated that they were authored by an individual using a snyk.io email address, that is snyk.io. Although conspiracy theories are already circulating, the Register points out that, quote, NPM has a reputation for behaving in unpredictable ways when it detects public and private packages with the same name, end quote, while others pointed out that Snyk may have just been trying to test and later report a bug to Cursor.
Okay, so Snyk is a security company. We've heard ads before. It's legit. Right. So for them to be like a front company where they're doing nonsense is very unlikely. Now, a malicious package was deployed to NPM, which is a open source library, like JavaScript library. Think of like PyPy or GitHub or any of these type of solutions. Nicholas Spicer, welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
If squad members are in chat and would like to welcome Nicholas Spicer, would definitely appreciate it. So these malicious packages, they went into a public open repo and then people pulled it down. Part of the thing that was tied to it was the username had Snyk in it and the user account had a snyk.io email address. Now, is it possible that Snyk was doing some nonsense? Certainly. It's certainly possible. However, based on what my gut is telling me, Snyk is like a legitimate, venture-backed security company, right? They're not they're not like a fly-by-night, quick money grab, smash and grab type thing. So if they were doing some type of exploitation in order to do bug bounty and then release some type of vulnerability disclosure through a blog or something like that, which is a really popular technique for security vendors nowadays. Instead of like doing press releases about who they hired, they do press releases about like security research they're working on. Much more effective marketing technique. They would have come out and said, this is what we were doing. They would have squashed this beef, right? Do you guys remember when beef squashed was a thing for a hot minute? Gen Z, look it up. So my suspicion here is that a targeted threat actor was able to compromise a Snyk.io user, get access to their email, and register an account or do something like that. So I suspect that they were thinking by using Snyk.io, they were able to leverage that trust and that authority of Snyk in order to have their packages go through a little less scrutiny and have a little bit more like, oh yeah, it's Snyk. I know Snyk. Snyk's good. That's all that's happening here. Remember, if you work with developers or you have DevOps in your environment or your tech company, just remind them regularly about open source libraries. There's a ton at the risk of open source libraries, i.e. anyone can upload anything to them. And use this story as an example. Also, honestly, if I were you, I would actually collect like a little bookmark list of these stories, because they don't happen all the time, but they happen enough where you can have a nice little corpus. For example, there's been examples of GitHub repos that have been abandoned that had a certain level of like authority and trust. And then someone basically, so basically, the people will like register that name again and pick up the abandoned project and then try to basically wear the pants of the authority. It's a classic social engineer technique to basically leverage trust and authority. Just confirming now, we've had multiple instances of a threat actor attempting to smish members of the Simply Cyber community. So again, let me reiterate, if you're listening to me right now, I will not ever text you, DM you, email you, asking you to complete an urgent task or buy me Walmart gift cards. Not going to happen.
You are so dumb.
Sea cable cuts can't be an accident, says EU tech chief. Henna Verkunnen, the European Union's new digital chief with the
Hold on. Asung Gafek Destiny, who's over on LinkedIn. Asung Gafek Destiny, let me tell you, if you want, come over to YouTube. youtube.com/@simplycyber. A little bit more immersive experience. But anyways, thank you, Triple D, for welcoming. Space Tacos, thanks for welcoming. And let's, Oyen Domola Uganot, thanks for welcoming.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Of the European Commission's Executive Vice President for Technological Sovereignty, Security and Democracy has told Bloomberg News that incidents resulting in damage to undersea data and power cables are happening too frequently to be purely accidental.
Obviously.
As leaders from the Baltic region prepare to gather for a NATO summit devoted to the topic, he echoes the sentiments of Lithuanian President Gitanas Nausėda, who said, quote, "There is a very high probability that those are deliberate actions of hostile countries," end quote. Last week on Cybersecurity Headlines, we reported on the tanker Eagle S, whose anchor has now been recovered from the seabed by Finnish authorities. This ship and others are believed to be part of a Russian shadow fleet that transports Russian petroleum products despite sanctions and other restrictions.
Yeah. All right. So really quickly here, if you're new to IT or networking or whatever, this is our dear friend, the OSI model. Really quickly, this is how network stacks work. Just pretend the green ones are one layer, application layer. Most people live in the transport and network layer where they're like, ooh, what's your IP address? What's the listening service? I'm going to use Nmap to sniff all your listening services and fingerprint them. But don't lose sight of the red one at the bottom, physical layer. Yes, if you destroy the physical layer, the entire stack above it crumbles down. It's the equivalent of like knocking out the legs on one of the, like these houses that are on the beach that are like multi-million-dollar houses, but the beach is eroding and it's built on stilts. If you knock the stilts out, the house falls down. I don't care if it's a multi-million-dollar house or a Winnebago that's been uplifted on stilts. It'll fall down just like this. So threat actors are well aware. You cut the cables, you cut the internet, and that's what's going on. You can gaslight all day long and say, oh, it was an accident, or oh, it's not me, or whatever. But let's be real. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Like, it's too often. And now there's reports of a shadow fleet. I don't know how you have a shadow fleet of ships in 2025 when we have satellite imaging and all sorts of like radar and stuff like that. But I'll just digress. Apparently, there's a ghost ship or a fleet of ghost ships floating around in the Baltic. Doing ops. But this is what it is, guys. We are slow. This isn't a political show. I'm not fear mongering. Like we've slowly been walking towards an increase in global tensions from geopolitical. There's multiple conflicts going on globally right now. There's clearly a Team A and Team B, like NATO and BRICS. There's a decoupling of the global economy dependencies. There's a million things going on. Like I'm not saying anything people don't already know. This is just more of disrupting infrastructure, right? Maybe we can send Scooby-Doo and the gang out to the Baltic Sea and see if they can rip the mask off whoever is the captain of the Russian ghost ships.
CISA warns of second beyond trust vulnerability. CISA is now, quote, urging federal agencies to patch a second vulnerability in beyond trust privileged remote access and remote support enterprise solutions based on evidence of active exploitation, end quote. This new flaw, which has a CVE number already, is described as a medium severity command injection issue that was discovered during the investigation into the U.S. Department of Treasury incident disclosed on December 31st, and which was attributed to Chinese hackers Silk Typhoon. This second flaw, quote, can be exploited by an attacker with existing administrative privileges to upload a malicious file, end quote. It has now been added to CISA's KEV catalog, giving federal agencies until February 3rd to patch it.
All right, so hold on. Really quickly, CISA's warning of second Beyond Trust vuln. Beyond Trust is a remote access solution. The Department of Treasury was using this, and they got popped. Now, it does say vulnerability exploited. I wasn't sure if it was a vulnerability or if it was a mismanaged credentials, but if there is a second Beyond Trust vulnerability, then anyone running Beyond Trust is potentially at risk. Now, I feel like if you were already kind of riding the wave of the first Beyond Trust issue in Department of Treasury and whatever, salt and pepper typhoon or whatever it is now, I can't even remember, there's so many typhoons floating around. You would have already kind of had your what's the word I'm looking for? Like all hands on deck, your shields up, your phaser set to stun, like whatever metaphor you want to use. This is riding on the wave of that. So just continue. Basically, I would say continue your practices of making sure that your Beyond Trust infrastructure is secured and patched. You gotta patch it. You gotta patch it. And then clearly you should have logging around this solution. So you should know when someone logs in, right? You should know you can use conditional access. Welcome to 2025. Are they logging in from a known place that's okay? Like, are they logging in from Colombia? Are they logging in from Cambodia? Maybe that's not okay. So you just say, no, we don't do these countries. Are they logging in at 2 a.m.? Maybe that's not okay, right? You do have to have emergency accounts and access in case of emergencies, but that doesn't mean everybody gets to, friggin' log in whenever they want. I do want to say the vulnerability associated with this, our very own DJ BSEC behind the glass has calculated the EPSS score. If you're not familiar with the EPSS score, let me just break it down really quickly. This CVE, thank you to Brandon Poole. The CVE has a CVSS score of 7.2. Okay. Now, CVSS score is a how bad is this vulnerability? It does not give consideration into how likely is it to be exploited. Okay, it's just how bad is this? The EPSS score does give you context over whether or not it'll be exploited. So let's do this. And DJ Bsek's already calculated this. So there's a 94 percentile, and then an EPSS score of 6. Now, I did a lot of research yesterday on what the heck these scores are. And my understanding is there is a 6% chance that if you're running beyond trust, there is a 6% chance that you will be exploited in the next 30 days, which is not great, but not like, turn the stream off. The percentile is a different way to look at it. And the percentile of 94% means of the 170,000 vulnerabilities in EPS's database, 94% of them are less bad or less likely than this. So I guess if you're in the 6% chance, there's a 93% chance that it's going to be really bad for you. Okay. So it's almost like a gravity, the percentile. Again, we're still getting acclimated to EPSS scores up in here. And DJ Bsek actually has, I think it's !EPSS. He has a GitHub Python file script that you can run that helps you. I will tell you, after doing the research, EPSS to me is definitely more valuable from a security operations and like really a vulnerability management priority perspective than CVSS scores.
Thanks to today's episode's sponsor, DropZone AI. Does your SOC feel like it's drowning in alerts? DropZone AI cuts through the noise, triaging 100% of alerts and giving you clear, actionable insights. Ready to break free? Check out the demo at dropzone.ai. That is DROPZONE.ai.
All right, real quick before we get into the mid-roll, let's do a quick shout out to the sponsors with Flare. I do love Flare. Let's listen to them really quick. Again, we're speed running this episode, 15 more minutes. What's up, Simply Cyber? You know what keeps CISOs up at night? The unknown. Those exposed assets and leaked creds floating around the dark web that you don't even know about? Well, that's where Flare steps in. Think of Flare as your organization's amazing threat hunting capability, continuously scanning both clear and dark web for exposed enterprise assets, leaked secrets, and even compromised credentials being sold in private channels. Their cutting-edge platform, powered by transparent, generative AI, prioritizes real threats so your team can take immediate action. Stop playing catch-up with threat actors. Get ahead with Flare's threat exposure management capability. Don't take my word for it. Visit try.flare.io/simplycyber and try it for yourself. All right. Guys, thank you so very much. 394 of you here on this Wednesday morning. It is a little cold for so many people. Maybe getting a slow start. If you're in the car listening, I want to say quick shout out to Dark Knight. Hopefully Dark Knight is listening in the car. A lot of people dealing with layoffs and new jobs, interviews, no callbacks. Guys, there's a lot of highs, there's a lot of lows in our industry and in just, adulting. I'm sending good vibes to everybody. Just want everybody to know on the Discord server, simplycyber.io/Discord, we have a lot of channels around cybersecurity, of course, but there's also a lot of community channels. There's one for celebrating wins, and there's one for venting frustrations. So, just know that, not every day is rainbows and unicorns. Some days it's raining, but guess what? You can have an umbrella, and that's okay. Thank you to the stream sponsors, Barricade, Antisyphon, Flare, ThreatLocker. We will do an Antisyphon ad read in just a minute so we can knock out all the sponsors for the show, keep it rolling, and then boogie out of here. Reminder, I will be leaving about 8:40, so 13 minutes from now, just to kind of get it going. An Academy Award, Mr. Underhill. I love it. All right, hey, really quick, I do want to say, since we have a moment, because it's Worldwide Wednesday, I would love to just remind everybody how grateful I am. Yes, thank you, sponsors, but more importantly, thank you, mods, okay? Many of you, it's my face out here, right? But the mods, if they have a little wrench in their name on YouTube, they are mods. If they are facilitating engagement, they are mods, okay? DJ Bisek behind the glass, Eric Taylor with the jaw jacking, Chris Whitlock busting it up on the Discord server and in chat, Justin Gold, Casually Joseph, Kimberly Can Fix It, Jenny Housley, Josh Mason. You guys always see these people in chat. They are making it happen. Jesse Johnson getting up early because he missed it so much. Guys, I personally want to extend a sincere gratitude and appreciation. This show, this community does not work without the mod teams. Thank you so very much, mods. You guys deserve it. Not all heroes wear cape. Chris Whitlock, my man. Woo! All right, let's just do let's do the la-la-la-las, right? And then we'll do one story, then we'll do the Antisyphon ad, and then we'll do the rest. All right, ready? Get ready for your la-la-la-las. If Alpha Sierra's here, Alpha Sierra leads us off. I'll keep it big screen, Jerry, so I can do my little dance. Such a good song. So classic. All right, let's continue running through this.
UK mulling over public sector ransomware payment ban. This proposed payment ban is part of a Home Office consultation, essentially an online survey, launched yesterday, January 14th, and running until April 8th. The proposed ban is intended to, quote, protect hospitals, schools, railways, and other essential public services from the growing ransomware threat by making these critical services unattractive targets for ransomware, end quote. The proposal would also offer guidance to ransomware victims on how to respond and would also help block payments to known criminal groups and sanctioned entities. The proposals follow guidance issued by the Counter-Ransomware Initiative in October 2024, which, quote, encourages organizations to consider other options before making ransomware payments to cybercriminals, end quote.
All right, so finally a ransomware story that isn't just insert company name gets hit by insert threat actor name. You know, victims will receive insert number of years of identity theft protection. All right, so the UK, Roswell UK, and other UK members, thanks for field testing this. This has been bandied about for some time. In the United States, government agencies aren't allowed to pay ransoms, and they're considering making it illegal, basically, for anyone to do it. Now, it says public bodies, so I don't know if that means public sector only. Public sector and critical infrastructure. Okay, so the critical infrastructure inclusion here is the big thing, right? Public sector, fine, whatever. Critical infrastructure, that includes private sector, banking institutions, healthcare institutions, water and J Gold institutions. That includes communications, right? Like all the things that we depend on, agriculture. So if those businesses are not allowed to pay because it'll be illegal, here's what happens. The idea is, threat actors won't target them. Is that true though? Because a threat actor like just puts in a pillowcase full of pool balls and swings it around and just walks around. And if they hit someone, and they just keep swinging it around and they'll hit whoever they want because it's a numbers game for them too. Some of the threat actors are big game hunting, very targeted. But a lot of these ransomware as a service affiliates, they don't give a flying crap who they hit. They're just like, let's go. So if you ban this, what's going to end up happening is one of two things. One, it's going to result in a degradation a decline in the number of critical infrastructure organizations being attacked by ransomware. Possible. It's an outcome. I don't think that's the case. Tinfoil hat Jerry, if you want to throw that emote in chat. Or two, businesses that are faced with the choice of going out of business but being legal, or illegally facilitating payments to a ransomware threat actor through shady channels so they don't go out of business will happen. So, I mean, here's the reality. Like, you're running a business. You have people who work there. You want to keep employed. You want to protect the families who work there. You want to protect the people who are coming in to receive healthcare, from your healthcare facility. And you get hit with ransomware and everything goes to hell. And you know what I mean? Like, you are incentivized, motivated to want to make that fix. And having some big government tell you you can't do the one thing that you need to do, even if you have the straight cash, homie, right?
Straight cash, homie.
Let's say the threat actor's like, dude, $1 million, and you're like a $750 million annual revenue company. You're like, all right, $1 million. Like, I'll just write it, check it off in petty cash. But now you got to facilitate it through some other means. Maybe if there's required reporting, you're going to not report and just kind of wade into the mire of illegal activity. Go look at Joseph Sullivan over at Uber. I mean, he didn't technically serve jail time, but I mean, he got basically rung up and disgraced. So I don't know. I don't know if this is the answer. This seems like something like super obvious and something that is not big brain moves. It's like, oh, I know how to stop ransomware. Stop paying them. Yeah, like that sounds good in like a video game simulator, but like it's much more complicated than that.
Russia's largest procurement platform hit by cyber attack. Rosaltorg, one of the largest electronic trading operators used by the Russian government to conduct public procurement for some of its largest companies, announced via Telegram that it had been targeted last Thursday by, quote, an extreme attempt to destroy data and the entire infrastructure of electronic trading, end quote. A pro-Ukraine hacker group named Yellow Drift has claimed responsibility for the attack, stating that they had deleted 550 terabytes of data, including emails and backups.
Nice. All right. So Yellow Drift, it sounds like an expansion to Initial D. If you're into that scene, that's a bit of a deep cut too. So dude, it doesn't listen. You might be like an American and you're like, Russia, like adversary, right? But like any large organization, whether it's a large country or it's a large enterprise, they have to have infrastructure. You can't scale up to the size of a large enterprise or entity without processes, without infrastructure. You know what I mean? Like state procurement. What are you buying? Who's buying it? What budget do you have? Who's got authority? Who's allowed to do things? Can you look into inventory? Do you already own it? Does it sync and work with things that you already own? Do you have staff who are trained? All of those things are required. So like, this is kind of a savvy move. This is a boring move, right? Little blocking and tackling. We're going to hit the procurement. No one's getting out of bed for the procurement system's down, right? Because you're like, oh, that's not really sexy. But it is crippling to a large enterprise if you can no longer purchase things, right? You got to feed, you got to nurture, right? Like a little oh my God, Ezekiel Elliott, right? You got to feed the machine, and the procurement is the entry point into that. So this is a very very, I guess from a military advantage, this is a pretty good targeted attack for what it's worth. I'm not endorsing threat actor behavior or any, military strikes or anything like that. That's not what this stream and this community is about. All I'm saying is, from an abstract perspective, if you look at the kill chain and you look at the far right of the kill chain as to actions on objective, what is the impact to this? This has a pretty big impact, and if that's your goal. Now, obviously, this feels more kind of ideologically motivated, nation-state threat actor motivated and intended. It was ransomware that hit it. I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't think ransomware is the to make money in this instance. I feel like the goal of this was to weaponize ransomware simply for the impact value of crippling a victim organization. So we'll see how this goes. For Russia, they've been dealing with all sorts of stuff. Again, whether it's Russia or it's your business, best practices from a protection perspective around ransomware, all the things, immutable backups, know your processes, tabletop exercises, limited attack surface, and then for recovery phases, make sure the people who know how to recover the backups, make sure the people know what order to restore them in, all those things, okay?
Draft of second cybersecurity executive order on President Biden's desk. According to Cyberscoop, who obtained a copy of the draft executive order, it ranges from cyber defenses in space to the U.S. federal bureaucracy to its contractors and, quote, addresses security risks embedded in subjects like cybercrime, artificial intelligence, and quantum computers, end quote. The document is a follow-up to one published in the first year of the Biden presidency and gives agencies 53 deadlines, stretching from 30 days to 3 years. Microsoft's patch 2.
All right. Biden cyber executive directs agency action on Fed security AI space. Yeah. So you can go look at this. That's kind of a baller move. Joe Biden has a pen with his own signature on it. Very meta. Listen, the United States government has been pretty good about pushing regulations around cybersecurity. The outgoing Department of Homeland Security CISO, Ken Bible, he left last year. His final action was putting forth some AI guidance. And I definitely recommend you go check out this order. Again, we'll see how this goes. Joe Biden's about to leave office in 5 days, so you can flex a little bit. But, this is basically it's an outgoing administration, and the incoming one has a much different perspective. It is, I am personally very interested to see how cyber sits as a priority in the incoming administration. Not a government, not a political show, so we're not going to deal with that. I've got 1 minute to do the next story.
They fixes 8 0 days and 159 flaws.
All right, let's sum this up. You gotta patch it. Microsoft Patch Tuesday, tons of 0 days. Shout out and love to all the vulnerability management people out there. Hey, you know what? If you got a vulnerability management person in your community, send them a nice word, a kind letter. Maybe get them some Krispy Kreme donuts. Because it's rough out there. Okay. I do recommend you use EPSS. That's Echo Papa Sierra Sierra. In order to help you calculate the priority of those vulnerabilities. I'm sorry for how rushed this is. Oh shoot. Let's do the Antisyphon ad roll real quick. Do you want cutting-edge, high-quality cybersecurity education, regardless of financial position? Check this out. I want to give some love and some praise to Antisyphon Training, powered by Black Hills Information Security. Antisyphon Training is absolutely disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, regardless of financial position. They bring industry professionals with years and years of experience into the classroom to teach you and anyone else who's interested practical skills that are in demand in the market today. And on top of that, the student experience is amazing as you and hundreds or thousands in some instances of other students are actively engaging, networking, sharing tips, tricks, and experiences with each other, all live in the classroom. Go to antisyphontraining.com, check out their course calendar to see what courses they have coming up next. You won't regret it. All right. That'll do it for today's show. Everybody, thank you so very much. I got a boogie to my son's academic assembly. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. We'll see you later. I think there's actually a show. Hold on one second. I just realizing this right now. At 9:30 a.m. there's actually this is a produced video showing you how to actually use Fabric AI to create a threat model for GRC. This is actually a technical video within the GRC space. Very cool. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Thank you so very much. Bye.